expected the 2-0, now the 2-1. Line drive and a base hit. Justice has scored the tying run. Green to the plate. And he is safe. Safe at the plate. The Braves go to the World Series.
Hey guys, so I am here today to do a review on some of the sets by the Atom Brick. Now you've already seen this cool speed build stop motion animation that we did at the beginning, but now I'm going to talk about some of the details in the sets specifically. So the first thing that you'll notice when you look at these sets is these amazing boxes. I mean, everything about these boxes is super professional. You have nice printing on the back. That's kind of a reflective print, which is a super nice detail. There's a little reflective print in the Atom Brick logo on each face. It's this cool artistic fade from what kind of looks like an architectural design to an actual render of the set. And the boxes, everything about them just, I mean, it feels amazingly high quality. So the front just slides off right here. It's a good snug fit. Separate lid. Then when you open these suckers up, first of all, there is a note inside. The note's a little bit a different size depending on which set you get. But I'll just open this puppy up. And there's a little custom note on the inside from Adam Reed Tucker, who's the designer of the Atom Brick. So it says, their mission is simple: to provide an educational experience for an array of subjects found throughout the world by bringing them to life right before your eyes. And he says a few things else on this note, but if you get one, I'll let you save the rest of it to read yourself. I don't want to spoil everything, just in one review. Then you'll get to the building manuals. And I gotta say, these are amazingly high quality. So the building manuals are actually a book. Like it's a bound book with, you know, a spine and this beautiful matte black print on it, and then a reflective print for the model. When you open the book, on the inside, you'll see an introduction to the Atom Brick, and then what it does is it actually covers some of the history. So this is the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, and so it's going to talk a little bit about the site in real life. So you'll see there's this beautiful picture representing the real building. There's some of the history in here. There's some details about the actual physical museum. And then we get into the building process. So once we move into the building process, I think you'll recognize a pretty standard approach to a lot of the building. It's like instructions that we see in most other standard brick building systems. So it's nice to have that familiarity. But this is a beautiful book. I mean, it's bound. It's really nicely designed. You don't have to worry about tearing this up like a normal instruction sheet. So I'm a big fan of these books. Then once you're inside there, you have separate box separated from the bottom, and this is the box that contains all of your pieces. So you'll open this up. There's poly bags on the inside, and those poly bags are what all the pieces will be in. And of course, as you can see, I've already built this model of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Almost tripped on my words there. I've already built this model, so obviously the parts aren't in the poly bags anymore, but I wanted to be able to show you the built model alongside these beautiful boxes that it comes in. So let's talk about the model a little bit specifically here. This thing is gorgeous. The Atom Brick is a little bit smaller than a Lego brick or a similar compatible system brick, so it's actually 3/4 of the size. And what that does is that actually gives you higher resolution in your models. So if you look at this model, you actually get more detail in a given area. Now, it also means that models are a little bit smaller, which is great for scale model type building, which is what the Atom Brick is more geared at. It's more geared at building scale models than just being sort of a standard system of play. So you could go see this museum in real life, and then you would get an interactive experience with the museum by getting to build this model. So I built it, obviously, in the speed build. I enjoyed the process quite a bit. I think something different from these kind of models that you might be used to experiencing, say, if you build with Lego a lot, is that I feel like they don't skimp on any of the details here. Like, Adam's designed these beautifully. They're great replicas of their real-life counterparts. So I could go see the museum in real life and see it, but then I actually get to have an interactive experience constructing it right here, which is pretty cool because it allows you to experience something out there in the real world to another degree. So what I've noticed is that the bricks are pretty high quality across the board. I haven't noticed some of the same sort of general like warping or continuity errors that I have with other types of brick systems. There are just a handful of spots where there'll be like a slope brick and maybe the angle is slightly off between two different types. but I've actually spoken with Adam about this, and I know that they're already working to address some of those things. It is a high quality product though, right off the bat, and that's very clear when you look at it. All these details for the way that these windows are built, the little planters in front. I think something else I see when I look at these Atom Brick models that I'm not used to seeing as much in, say, a normal Lego model, is that they're not sparing on any of the details, and they're not sparing on any of the techniques. So I think in Lego sets, especially because a lot of them are targeted more towards younger folk, right? You kind of tend to gloss over some of the complexities in the building until you get to very high-end ones. But these Atom Brick sets, there's no skimping on techniques right from the jumps. There's all kinds of brackets and snot, which is studs not on top, right? That studs out. And this whole window system right here has like a half stud offset on jumper plates, but then it fits back into the system with uprights and then plates to the side. So everything about the details of this are exquisite. And I think the smaller scale, it actually gives you more of a scale model building experience, and it also lets you have higher resolution in a given space, again, which is amazing. You have these great little printed American flags right in the front of the Hall of Fame, and then the details all the way around are there. I mean, the backside is complete. So there's no element of this that's been skimped on. It looks beautiful right in the front. It has this great edge detailing around the outside of the model, so it gives it a very clean, polished look, like something you might want to display on a mantelpiece or on a bookshelf. Along the side, all of these windows along the side also have a half stud inset. In fact, I'll actually take off the roof of this model here just to demonstrate. You can see if you look on the inside that these windows are all set in. And so, again, this is more parts intensive than it would be in a Lego set, but it's a much more complicated way to achieve the end result. And what that does is it gives you a lot more detail, a lot more resolution in the model. Something you probably won't see in other brick building systems, but that you can see in the Atom Brick system. What I like about this is it doesn't feel like something that is trying to compete with Lego. And there are certainly brands out there that are doing that, right? And I'm sure we've all probably been familiar with maybe some Chinese brands that are like almost complete direct knockoffs of something that Lego is making. That's not the case with this. It's not even geared towards the same thing. When I experience Lego, I think about it as a system of play, which it is. And the Atom Brick is more like an interactive experience for a system of model making. Like, I now can see this in real life and then go build an exquisite, detailed version of it in this micro scale and get to experience and interact with the real world or a version of the real world counterpart in a whole new way. So the Atom Brick representing the real world is pretty cool, and that's not as much like Lego tends to do. And then the level of detail and the complexity of the building techniques really speaks to me as an advanced kind of model builder as I am. And obviously I do a lot of my own creation mock building with Lego. So I'm used to using advanced techniques and making things that are kind of my own style. But when I look at the Atom Brick, I think that that's already done here. It levels the playing field for model making or creativity because you have a system that already inherently connects to itself. So everyone could take this same system and make something exquisite with it. I kind of feel like it's model making brought to the 21st century, representing real life things, just like how people would, cut out and glue together models in the past. But it doesn't take the same level of tediousness that sort of model reconstruction produces. So an awesome alternative if you're into detailed models, if you're into building with brick systems, if you're into having an interactive experience with something that you have already seen in the real world, then I would recommend the Atom Brick. I see similarity in a lot of the elements here, so that's nice because I understand them. I'm used to working with them. But the 3/4 scale is something that I'm not used to. So that gives you, again, more resolution in the model, and it means that you can provide more detail in the same given area that you would with a larger brick building system. And I also think it helps set apart the system as being its own thing. It's not like other brick systems that I'm used to, or I don't know, I think Creo or Mega Block, right, that's trying to be compatible or competitive with Lego. It's really its own thing. So I enjoy the building experience a lot. It's a great model. I think it's very reasonably priced. Price per part is definitely lower than current market Lego prices, which is great. And here's the cool thing, guys. I'm not just doing speed builds of these and then doing a review where I talk about them. I'm also going to give them away. So these videos are going to come out once a month for 12 months, maybe more, but that's the first batch. And after the video review comes out, if you comment on the video below, I will randomly select somebody who's commented on the video a week after the video is posted, and then I will send you this model free of charge. I'm just gonna send it to you. So it's just a free giveaway of this beautiful model, wonderful box design and art, beautiful. I might not break it down all the way for you, but I could partially disassemble it to put it back in the boxes, and then you could say that it was built by Greg Toll, which might be fun. And you can get this totally free of charge. Just comment below on the video, and I will randomly select from one of the comments 1 week after the video is posted, and then that person will get this set for free. I think you'll enjoy it a lot, and look out for the rest of the series.